I would like to thank Mr. Starmer and his team for the work carried out by the United Kingdom on behalf of the Euro Typhoon Consortium throughout the process. I would also like to express my appreciation to the leaders of the other allied countries that are members of the consortium for their constructive attitude. I believe that this cooperation we have with the United Kingdom will also open the door to joint projects in the defense industry. Distinguished members of the press, today, together with my esteemed friend, we had the opportunity to review developments in Gaza once again. And on this occasion, I would like to congratulate the Prime Minister once again in your presence for their decision to recognize the State of Palestine. I'd like to congratulate him on my behalf and on behalf of my nation. We view this decision as a bold step towards a two-state solution. Considering the approaching winter conditions, delivering the humanitarian aid needed by the people of Gaza is of great importance. I believe that we will take steps together with the United Kingdom on this matter. When it comes to preserving the ceasefire achieved in Gaza and preventing violations, we all have a responsibility. And for this, it is particularly necessary to rein in the current government in Israel. Likewise, we discussed the latest developments in Ukraine with distinguished Prime Minister. We reaffirmed our common stance that this war, now entering its fourth year, must be resolved as soon as possible through a just peace. In Syria, we emphasized in today's talks that lasting stability is only possible with the support of the Syrian government. Naturally, while these efforts continue, we pointed out the need to prevent internal and external actors from destabilizing the country. In closing, I would like to once again say welcome to Mr. Starmer and his delegation to our country, and I greet you all with my warmest regards.
Thank you. President Erdogan, it's a real pleasure to be here with you, my friend, and to have the chance today to strengthen this important bond. Our countries may sit at either end of Europe, but we're strong partners, working more closely together now than ever before. We're united behind our collective security as NATO allies, united in our support for Ukraine, through the coalition of the willing, and united in working for peace in the Middle East. I pay tribute to the role that you have played in delivering the first phase of the peace plan in Gaza. We are now working together to implement that deal as fast as possible to put the region onto a better path. Our work together spans all these issues: trade, including negotiations for a new modern free trade agreement, security, counter-terrorism, migration, energy, and much more. It reflects our clear sense of Turkey as a growing power of huge economic and strategic significance. And so we're taking a big step forward here today. Together we are announcing a strengthened strategic partnership and launching the first ever UK-Turkey bilateral cooperation framework. It is a landmark moment, reflecting the increasing depth and breadth of our existing cooperation and our ambition to go further. At the heart of this is our agreement today that the UK will provide Turkey with 20 new Eurofighter Typhoon aircraft, with the option to provide more in future. This will bolster security across NATO, deepen our bilateral defence cooperation, and boost economic growth here and in the United Kingdom, securing 20,000 British jobs, building these state-of-the-art fighter jets, That is something to celebrate. I'm proud that British Typhoons will form a vital part of the Turkish Air Force for many years to come, as you defend NATO's southeastern flank for the good of all of us. We're going even further today by relaunching the Tatlıdağ as our flagship bilateral forum, a dialogue not just between our two governments, but also between our business people, parliamentarians, academics, and scientists, bringing together the rich science and innovation in both of our nations to forge new links and opportunities for collaboration. It is another unmistakable sign of our commitment and our intent. So this is an historic day. I want to thank Mr. President for his hospitality, the warm welcome that he showed to us today, and his partnership. I look forward to delivering these shared ambitions, strengthening our work together, and being back here in Ankara for the NATO summit next year. Thank you.
Well, that is the press conference between the Prime Minister and President Erdogan. Let's return to Michael Clarke, who's with us here in the studio. So Michael, how significant is this deal?
It's pretty good. I mean, it's a good deal for BAE Systems and all the partners. You know, a tri-nation arrangement, but it's good for BAE. It's certainly, 20 fighters is a good order because it isn't just the aircraft, it's all the maintenance and spares and training that goes with them as well. So it's a work stream. But it's interesting there, they both announced a bilateral strategic partnership. They often do these things. You're never quite sure what is the real substance in them, but we'll see. As the Prime Minister said there, we are, Britain and Turkey at either end of Europe. They're the two powers that are in NATO, both important to NATO for geostrategic reasons, and neither of them are in the EU. So the two non-EU NATO members, and they have quite a lot in common for that reason. I mean, Britain, Norway and Turkey are the three NATO members who are not in the EU. So there's something to be said about that. And I mean, whether the idea of investment partnerships and linkages between universities and technologists and so on, all those things, whether they'll come to pass will depend. We'll see where it goes. But there's a really common bond in thinking about modern technologies, the military side. Also, Erdogan was very keen there. He went through a little list of, we thank the United Kingdom for recognising the Palestinian liberation, or the Free State of Palestine, recognition of Palestinian sovereignty. He made a point of saying that. It was important about what's happening in Gaza, important about what's happening in Ukraine, important about, our relations with Syria, because Erdogan can take some real credit for what has happened in Syria, for the overthrow of the Assad government. It was his backing, which has created the rebel group that were able to now run Syria, and things are not going too badly for them. So he's in a fairly strong position in the region, and it makes some sense for Britain to have a bilateral relationship with Turkey, which it couldn't have so easily if it was a member of the European Union. So it gives it a bit of extra leeway. What we can do with it, we'll have to see. But undoubtedly, this is good news for Keir Starmer when he needs some. And it comes on the back of a good shipbuilding deal. We are building frigates for Norway, and maybe we'll be building frigates for Denmark as well. So there's a good work stream in Scotland, as well as in northwest England and in Bristol and in other component suppliers.
And jobs. I mean, this work stream, 20,000 jobs is not to be sniffed at, is it?
Secured. No, and they say we'll secure 20,000 jobs. It won't create them, but it gives them some greater certainty. I mean, the British arms industry, BAE and some of the other subsidiaries, they're one of the success stories of our manufacturing base, and they are doing well because Europe is rearming for all the grim reasons that we're well aware of. We talk about them often enough. And it is something that the technical superiority of a lot of British arms manufacture is generally recognised. So we are beginning to win orders around the world.
Michael, thanks very much.